All right, so talking to acquaintance, colleague, friend, this morning, chatting really, Facebook or whatever, and they're talking about how they, all the news seems fake or not real, and you think, I'm like, well, there's a difference between arbitrary and random, right? I mean, arbitrary is us picking randomly, and I think random is almost like when it's imposed on us. If you're watching the news and you can't discern what qualities, what things are you using to discern? If anything can be faked, what are you using to discern? And we're talking about how, well, ultimately it's just how you're feeling about it. But if how you're feeling about it is sort of arbitrary, right? Like a news story can be real or fake, and both can make you feel good or bad, right? So that's what I mean by arbitrary. So a news story could be fake but make you feel good. A news story could be real and make you feel good. A news story could be real and make you not feel good. And a news story can be real and make you feel good, right? All those combinations. If you can't tell what's what, why not pick the ones that make you feel good, whether it's real or not real? Since you can't prove whether it's real or not real, since even if you had the proof, you could say, well, even the proof can be faked, and even the proof of the proof can be faked, and even talking about this can be faked. If it's all just a wash, then isn't the inevitable conclusion that you might as well just pick the things that make you feel good? And there's the irony, because then if you keep being miserable, maybe by watching certain news programs or whatever it is, and you just get agitated, you get angry, you get frustrated, whatever it is, maybe to a certain extent, if you're of the disposition that it's not real or real and you can't believe any of it, then aren't you picking something that makes you feel okay? I'm not talking about that you're picking something that you believe, right? Because let's say whether you're watching CNN, whether you're watching Fox, whether you're watching MSNBC, whether you're watching OAN, I don't give a shit. And I'm not mentioning that to get the whole thing. Like, if suddenly somebody's ears perked when I said CNN in a very emotional way, or if I said Fox, like, there's an indicator as to a lean of your own particular thing. I'm not saying whether it's fake, not fake, real, not real, mistaken, not. I'm talking about how it literally just makes us feel. And if you have a thing where you're trusting something, and it's not, and you don't believe it's arbitrary, you don't believe it can be faked, and you believe that this one thing is faked and this one thing is not, it doesn't matter, then go with what you go. But if the whole thing's a wash, if you can't tell any of it, if anything can be faked, then why not pick the shit that makes us feel better than worse? Because if we're feeling worse, then maybe that's the shit that's actually secretly making us feel better, right? And one of those, people like the pain because it makes them feel good rather than, get away from the pain. But that person just didn't want to go to that inevitable conclusion. And if you don't feel that that's an inevitable conclusion, I'm up for debating this one. Because if you take it on to the whole thing where nobody knows shit, anything and everything can be false, anything and everything can be true, there's no way to tell. If there's no way to tell, why don't you just, might as well, if it's all arbitrary, you might as well pick the ones that make you feel better rather than have things picked for us, right? And that's what I'm trying to get at with him. And I don't get where the hurdle is. Keep in mind, I'm not saying that it's fake, I'm not saying that it's real, I'm not saying what is fake, and I'm not saying what is real. I'm saying if you're going with the disposition that anything can be faked, and you can't tell, maybe this could be fake, maybe this, if you could always suspect something of being CGI'd, computer generated, completely false, completely deep faked. If all of it, if this can be faked, might as well, if all of it's a wash, might as well pick the shit that makes us feel better, right? Or no? And if it's all a wash, then to what extent are we picking this stuff? In which case, to what extent is the stuff that's making us miserable our own choosing rather than something that's chosen for us? Keep in mind, I'm not talking about anything if there's a way to discern, if you have a method to discerning. I'm talking about only if you're going to go with the disposition of it's all fake, it's all a lie, it's all this, it's all that. If you're going with that idea of all, and you can't discern, isn't that the inevitable conclusion? Anyway, well, there's my 5-minute little thing on a Friday. Happy Friday. Have a great weekend. You know, I look forward to any comments and debates. I don't, you know, so I don't know if anybody's got any contentions. Sure, why not?